Global mobility is, as a function, I think global mobility is really enabling your associates, your employees to be mobile, right? And to support the organization on a global scale. So global mobility as a practice, you're really working to support and enable your associates to build out not only their personal, capabilities, but also from a company perspective, enabling them to have them help your company grow on a global level.
Global mobility to the business, I'm afraid it's still seen more as a tool because of the operational side of the mobility. And we could definitely uplift it, let's say, the image of global mobility if we add more, better perspective that it's not only the operational side, but also, thinking together side. Let's just connect at the very start of any assignment or relocation side.
My one tip for moving assignees is to not forget cultural training. Not only for the employee, but also for the receiving manager. I think it's often overlooked and super critical for the success of the assignment, regardless of the location.
To get us the policy right, it really requires a deep understanding of the business drivers. So I think it is absolutely essential to monitor, and if you are not already doing so, to really track who you're moving and why you're moving them. And so in one of the big policy projects that I ran, I would say about 6 or 7 years ago, that was really one of the first things that we asked, because the company really had no idea why we were moving people. And really, first and foremost, understanding, is it a strategic move? Is it a leader we're moving to break new ground in another jurisdiction? Are we moving because we're trying to address a technical skill gap? Are we moving individuals to address, a developmental need? Or are we moving people to accommodate a personal need? And I think once you understand why you're moving people around the world, it's going to become really clear on the types of policies that you need to develop. So I think first and foremost, understanding the business and those drivers for your mobility program, and then sitting at the table and driving and developing policies that will help to support and sustain those reasons.
The first one is to consider that this is not going to be cheap. The second one is that it's an investment, and this investment, even we think that it can be diminished or having a shorter investment on moving somebody or having this program of global mobility program is not to see it as something that an expense that need to be reduced, but as an investment that need to be wisely put your money on it.
Global mobility to the business is vital. For a business that thrives on hiring and maintaining talent around the world, global mobility is a very, very vital function to the organization. Global mobility ensures and helps talent place talent where they need to be so that they can do the job that they need to do to ensure a company's success. So to the business, it's an extremely vital function.
So the challenges for mobility is, trying to build a policy that enables employees to be able to do that, but also the challenges for mobility is to build a policy and processes where you are able to provide that flexibility, but there's always going to be a limitation, right? Because you're not going to, your company might not be based everywhere around the world. There might be certain hubs that you have, but employees don't want to go to those particular hubs, and making sure that, that they understand the challenges that, you can't, for example, if you don't have an office in Spain, why they can't move to Spain, and making sure that they have the knowledge of you can't just up and leave. There's tax issues, there's immigration issues, and those are the challenges that mobility basically see and face every day. And if you don't have a entity based there, then you can't really support that. but making sure that you're open and clear, and it's making sure that the employees understand that, and you're clear, and you're being transparent, that you can support them.
Global mobility to the business is a great opportunity to expand the diversity within their teams, bring talent not only for the pool of the own country, but also from abroad, to make sure it can actually also be a tool of rewards, to make sure talent are satisfied and talents are trained to the extent of other departments or other areas as well, not only in the same country but in other branches, other areas of the business and the world as well. So sometimes it's considered as a cost, but I think that the return on investment is much higher than the actual cost of assignment.
When people ask me what is global mobility, I always tell them global mobility is moving my colleagues around the world. And usually for the vast majority of people, that suffices for them. But when I really get into more detail, it's really more about talent strategy and helping support the business and making sure that people are in the right place at the right time, and help supporting them to achieve their business goals.
For me, global mobility is about looking at talent management of employees from one location to another. It is part of the talent strategy for a company. Global mobility has logistics, which is relocation, immigration, looking at the compliance, making sure that somebody is legally allowed to go to a country and work there with their families living there. But actually, for me, global mobility is also about the talent management. How do we make sure that we have the right people moving from one location to another, that they're going to be successful in their new location? And as professionals in this field, we have all the resources, the knowledge, and the experience to be able to advise the business on that. And global mobility is including the talent management part, the help with talent acquisition, and of course the logistics to move somebody from one location to another.